Afternoon, everyone. This is Spirit of Liberty 1775 with a brand new update for you guys. I've been doing a little bit of perusing on the FloridaCarry.org site, and I came across HM 545, which is the right to keep and bear arms that was submitted by a lot of representatives in the state of Florida. It's basically a bill, a collaboration between, about 20 or 30, I believe. I didn't really count, but if I had to guess, I would say 20 to 30 representatives, of which I will outline their last names because those are the names on the bill. I didn't go find each individual's name, but I can give you their last name for you to look them up, especially if you're within the state or in their district. And you need to give them all the support you can, because this bill, which is basically the right to keep and bear arms in the state of Florida, is a bill we need to have passed, and we need to have on the books, because what it calls for is the nullification of any gun control measures that are not in agreement with the United States Second Amendment to the United States Constitution, moreover the Second Amendment. This bill basically calls for the nullification of any gun control measure that is repugnant to the Second Amendment in the United States Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The Florida State Senate, the Florida State Senate is going to be voting on this fairly soon. Right now it's in the process of being read by the Florida Senate and Legislature. But basically, to give you in a nutshell what this law does, as you can see right here, this is the part we're looking into most, because it essentially calls for the nullification of gun measures that are repugnant to the Second Amendment in the United States Constitution. And it reads this particular point. It says that it is the sense of the legislature that the proposal of the President of the United States to restrict the arms available to law-abiding citizens violate the United States Constitution, and that the legislature, on behalf of the government and the citizens of the state, hereby notifies the Congress and the President that it intends to lawfully use all of its authority and power to resist or overturn any federal gun control measure that violates the right of the people of this state to keep and bear arms. Now, if we can get this bill passed in the state of Florida, this will mimic the bills that were passed in Kentucky, the bills that were passed in Wyoming, and so on and so forth, which basically also called for nullification of any gun control measures that directly were repugnant to the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. This bill is monumental in scope, well, not necessarily in scope, but it's monumental in its value. It retains the Second Amendment right of Florida citizens, as you know, and it basically is another death blow to the corrupt federal cancerous government that we have in this country. So we need all the support in the state of Florida and around the country to help this state, which is divided amongst blue and red. And I hate to break it down into that, but essentially what it is. And a lot of my Floridians who still believe in the Constitution know that from the middle point of this state, from about Martin County south is Democratic, and from Martin County north is traditionally, up until the point you get into Orlando, is traditionally going to be more Republican, more conservative, more libertarian and constitutional leaning. And we need this bill passed. I can't stress that enough. This bill is very important to the state. It is very important to me, because it means that our government, our state government, is trying its hardest to uphold its oath, and it's coming down to the states. The 10th Amendment is where we can prevail in this entire calamity of the federal government. State nullification, the 10th Amendment in paraphrasation basically states that any rights that are not expressed to the federal government are hereby reserved to the states and their citizens, or to the citizens and their states. We need this bill to be passed. We need this bill to be passed. And again, I will give you the names of the co-introducers. Ahern, I don't know the first name, but if you just look him up as, just type into Google, representative from Florida, and type in the name that I'm about to give you. Ahern, Albritton, Artiles, Baxley, Beshears, Brodeur, Broxson, Caldwell, Coley, Corcoran, Crisafulli, Cummings, Diaz, Eagle, Fasano, Fitzenhagen, Ford, Fresen, Gaetz, that's Gaetz, Gaetz, if I'm pronouncing that right, Gonzalez, Grant, Hager, Harrell, Holder, Hood, Hudson, and that's Hutson, and the other one was Hudson, Hudson, Ingram, La Rosa, Mayfield, McBurney, McKill, Metz, O'Toole, Pasadomo, Patronis, Perry, Pigman, Pylon, and forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, please forgive me, Porter, Precourt, Rayburn, Rasheen, if I'm saying that right, the way you spell that is Raschein, Renyart, and again, forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, Renuart, Robertson, or K. Robinson, Rodriguez, and that's with an S at the end, Santiago, Smith, Spano, and that's Spano, Stube, and forgive me if I'm saying that wrong again, Steube, Stone, Trujillo, and forgive me again if I'm saying that wrong, Trujillo, Van Zant, Weatherford, Wood, and Young. And again, this bill in its totality basically states the right to keep and bear arms, and that's what it's basically focusing on, or that's what it is focused on. There's no other provisions in this bill other than to maintain the right to keep and bear arms for Florida citizens. It urges Congress and the President to protect the constitutional right of the people to keep and bear arms. And I'm gonna annotate the way you can find this bill and the text for it in the video as well within the description bar. And if you're a Florida citizen, please, I urge you to contact your representative to let them know that this bill needs to be passed, and it needs to be passed very soon. And if you're in a Democratic-controlled district, you need to tell them that, hey, if you don't vote for this bill, we're going to fight against you come next election. In the 2014 election for Senate or Representative, we're going to fight against you. We're going to try and get you up-seated, because we don't need someone who's going to inflict on the right of the people to keep and bear arms, because that is the first capstone in any tyranny. They want to disarm the populace in any tyranny. And I know that's a strong way of saying it, but hey, Hitler did it, Mao did it, Stalin did it, Lenin did it, Amin did it, Castro did it, Chavez did it. It's been done in history time and time again, and we cannot let it happen in this country. We need to do whatever we can to maintain our civil liberties in this country. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. We need to maintain that. This is Spirit of Liberty 1775 signing out again. And again, I want to thank all the subscribers, the new subscribers. I want to thank the subscribers that have been supporting me from the first day of this year when I created the channel. And I want to say to you all, thank you. You've been helping me make this channel a success. It has grown exponentially in the last few months, and I'm hoping you guys will stick with me. I'm trying to get better quality video feeds for you. I'm trying to revamp the channel, make it better, more high definition quality and all that. But I'm doing what I can with the tools that I have. So please forgive me for that. But I'm also asking you to support this bill, even if you're not in the state, to support this bill. It's HM 545, the Florida Senate. Again, I will annotate in the video, and I will provide the link down in the description box below for anyone who's willing to look into it. And I urge you again, please email, write, visit, protest your representatives and your senators if you stay nearby them, or if it's an affordable journey for you, because we need this bill in our state. We need to have this bill added to our state, or passed in our state, rather. Please, now is your time to fight. You wanted freedom, you wanted liberty, well, hey, you got to fight for it. Because there comes a time, as one of those great founding fathers stated, I believe it was Thomas Jefferson, but don't quote me on that. He said, from time to time, the tree of liberty needs to be replenished by the blood of patriots and the blood of tyrants. This is your time. This is your opportunity to stand up for your state, to let other patriots know that you're willing to fight for your rights. Because if you won't fight for them, you stand to lose them. Fall for anything or stand for nothing. Or stand for nothing and you'll fall for anything. Sorry about that. But anyway, please, HM 545, Jesus Christ, right to keep and bear arms, which is essentially Florida's submission, or promise rather, to nullify any gun control measures that are repugnant to the United States Constitution. And yes, Florida does recognize the Second Amendment in their state constitution. So please support your representatives who have crafted such a great bill. because now's the time for liberty. Our founding fathers, this country, your friends, and your family need you the most, especially in the states that have the balls to come up with legislation like this. This is Spirit of Liberty signing out. Until next time.